All right, because we're actually tackling a lot of these, but
I like that one.
yeah, there's a lot of questions about, hey, do the girls get hotter? I don't know. Okay, no need to offend.
Well, hold on.
No,
you can't call an underage girl hot if you're.
Well, this guy's underage too. He's 14, so I assume he's talking about.
That's fine. However,
he's a 14-year-old talking about girls your age. I don't think that's that weird.
Right, but if I was to say like, yeah, those 14-year-old high school girls are real hot, they don't get any hotter than that. That's weird. So,
that's what I like about high school.
Do I think that
I keep getting older, they stay the same age. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Do I personally think that I made improvements on my looks? Yes. I'm not a hot babe, but I made improvements, and I think other girls make improvements.
They do. I don't want to be this guy, and I'm not calling out anyone particular from our high school, but in high school, girls in our grade tended to dress a little bit more slutty. And they kind of matured to the point where they didn't dress like that too much in college. I don't know if that's going against what you were hoping for.
That's not everybody.
That's not everybody. I'm thinking of only like 2 people, really. But they did mature a little bit from compared to freshman year of high school to senior year of high school. They did improve a bit on that. Let's see. Hello, Tekking and his friend. I am 25 years old and considering getting my GED before possibly attending college. Now, would you say it's better to do that than taking college courses or doing anything college-related beforehand? Or in your opinion, what do you think is best? Your feedback would be greatly appreciated. I feel like I need some extra motivation to move forward.
You
I would
probably
assume,
have to have your GED.
I would assume before you start a college, they're going to ask for some high school education or equivalency. In which case, yeah, I would definitely... in this way, I don't know what country you're in. I'm assuming it's the United States. You pretty much have to have at least the bare minimum of a high school education or the GED equivalency, something. I mean, I would have loved to live in the time of my dad where all you had to do was get a high school diploma and the world is your fucking oyster, but that's not the way it is right now. We both have associate's degrees, and that's not worth dick. That's not worth it all. You don't?
I only went 1 year.
Why not?
I ended up going to IUP for whatever.
For whatever reason, it just dragged you there. Yeah.
Young and stupid.
Okay, well.
Yeah, no, I don't have one.
But well, trust me, I'm not too much better off just because I have an associate's degree. Bachelor's degree is I would say is the bare minimum right now to get a good job. But even that, as you said, is starting to disappear to your master's. And then don't get me started on a PhD. But yeah, get your GED first before you just jump before attending college. Even if you might think you're even if you're pretty smart enough to take on college, I'm sure you are. But they might require it, but get the GED first as the stepping stone. I wonder how much Tekking has to pay for each semester. Is YouTube helping with this problem? Actually, yeah, it is, honestly. I'm not going to tell you how much money I owe, but that previous number I gave you, that $32,000 a year, so that's $16,000 a semester, I pay considerably less than that. But that's just due to all the scholarships, and my mom, and I'm still living there, and my mom is a single parent, so that helps. That's a good tip. If you still live with your parents and they're married, make them get divorced for 4 years, and then you'll be good. Yeah, that's good. That's actually a really good tip. You get a lot of aid if you have a single parent. What does Pot of Greed do? It lets you draw 2 cards from your deck. That was a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. I'm a sophomore, but I was wondering how private is the bathroom situation there?
What?
At college.
A sophomore?
However you spell it.
Okay. Oh, that's how you spell it. No, that's not how you spell it.
S-O-P-O.
S-O-P-H.
Oh, okay, whatever. I'm the guy.
More.
And I have an English-based major.
I'm sorry. I was that nerd in high school.
Yeah, I know. You're a grammar Nazi.
How private is a bathroom situation? You mean if you're living on campus?
I'm assuming he means in the dorms.
Well, I was in an actual traditional dorm building. They share community bathrooms, so no, not very private. Mine personally had a private bathroom situation where it was just 2 people sharing.
Situation.
Yes, you could drop a deuce in private.
Mm-hmm. You should start a YouTube channel. I think you'd be pretty popular.
I don't think so.
The way you talk, I think it's working out for you.
If it goes off of how I am in real life, and if people like me.
Oh, here's a good one. Mr. Dax 654. I'm moving to America to study at university. I would like to know how U.S. people treat foreign students. At St. Francis, we have a huge international student population. The thing is, they're mostly kind of kept in this one particular building. Yeah. And I don't say I never have interactions with them, because I do. Ryan Ryan Lee, his name was. I can say that because there's like a billion freaking Ryan Lees in the world. But yeah, I had a marketing class, and he was in a group with me, and he was a foreign student from China. We got along pretty well. We worked on a project together, so it worked out fine. But that's just one situation. But yeah, for the most part, they keep them in this one particular... Because some of them might not even know
Depends how many
English
years.
too well yet.
Depends how many years you've been going there, because I know the one I live with, she has her own apartment. She's been living there for years.
Do they have a big international student thing there?
A lot of the like Saudi Arabian students, and she was the only one from Kuwait in my school, but they would all live in those specific apartments, and like they kind of stick together.
Yeah, they do. They do. And that's not to say that that's unusual. They're in a foreign country. I mean,
but she was really social. Like, she came up to me.
Well, yeah, she let you live with her, so I guess...
She came up to me, and she was like, do you want to study together? Which turned more into me doing her homework, but that's okay, because
she was still...
I'm not a bitch, you know?
You're not a bitch.
And then we ended up living together for a semester.
Let's see. So I live in the UK, so things may be a bit different, but all the advice I can get I will take. I want to study animation, but all the universities that offer it are in cities really far away from home. However, I don't think I'm totally ready to move out of home. Well, in that situation, that's a very particular... You might have to go to a very specific school for that. Because I wanted to study film. Like, there's no straight-up film degree where I'm going. I should get a communication... In fact, I was going to study film. Aubrey gave me good advice on this. She said, maybe you should go for communications first. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, because if I just go to film school right out of the gate and I don't do too well, or even if I do well, all I have is that.
Well, I kind of have an answer.
Communication's more broad.
I have an answer for that. Okay, my cousin, I'm going to ruin it for you, though. It didn't work out. She wanted to be an actress. She loved acting in high school. She thought she was really great at it, and I never actually got to see her, but she seemed really passionate about it. She just took a leap of faith and moved across the country to LA, and she lived there, went to school there, dropped out, and now she found a boyfriend there and is living there. She's still trying to find like acting gigs, but like if you really want to do it, you kind of just have to do it.
Going out of your way, and I've been getting shit for this even with what I'm doing, the digital media thing. People are saying, oh man, you're never going to get a freaking good job with that. And I'm like, I already know that, but it's what I'm passionate for. And this is two ways of looking at it. It's looking at the path that is guaranteed to get you a lot of money, or not even guaranteed, but more open to get you a lot of job opportunities like what you're doing. More money.
Oh, no.
Well, there's more job opportunities for a nutritionist than there are for a guy that's majoring in digital media, like a journalist.
Maybe, yeah.
There are. Or you can take the path of, I want to do something I'm passionate about so I can put my heart and soul into it. That's how I do things.
But I am passionate about it.
You are passionate about it, but I understand that if I were to major in like biology or chemistry, that's a more broad scope, but I just can't get into those things as much as I can get into this. And that's a big deal for me personally. So that's that.
Well, but another like advice I guess that I could give is that if you're gonna go take that leap of faith, make sure you look to see what the curriculum is. If you need to still take those gen eds, try to take them somewhere else cheaper and then take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
Because my cousin didn't do that. She ended up going there. She couldn't even get past the gen eds. And then she dropped out. So
yeah. That's another thing that kind of sucks with college. They make you take gen eds, which is basically like before you even get started on your major, you have to take a little bit of history, a little bit of math, a little bit of biology, even if it has nothing to do with your major. Like you're a nutritionist, you have to take U.S. history probably.
Took that in high school, yeah.
Took that in high school, but still you have to have
anthropology,
it. Foreign language, ASL, Spanish,
world religions.
That was a fun class.
I took a post 9/11 research paper writing class.
Why?
Yeah. That was the only one open when I was going to IUP. They were like, you need to take this research writing class, pick one. And I was like, well, there's only two open. And I had to go with that one. And I loved it. He was the best professor I ever had.
Who was the worst professor? Let's do that question. I don't think that was answered, but like...
My organic chemistry professor.
Okay.
He sent an email out at the end of the semester and basically told us that we sucked.
I'm going to go with Thomas from Penn Highlands. Remember him? That guy.
Was he the one that taught the first year experience? He was pretty bad, but not as bad as my organic.
He also taught world religions, and every time we would ask him a question in that class, he would always he wouldn't give us an answer. I would just ask him a question about something we learned, and he would look at us like, I don't know, what do you think?
You know what, that was one gen ed
And he liked
Well,
me.
shit.
I was one of the better students there, and he still fucked with me like on a daily
when you went
basis.
to St. Francis, did they make you transfer all of your credits over? Because that
Yeah.
first year experience is worth nothing.
No, it's weird. It didn't transfer over
anything.
immediately, but they were my professor.
Well, did it actually fit in any of the curriculum? Because mine didn't.
There's a first year thing they have to do at St. Francis too. And for some reason, the thing I did at Penn Highlands didn't sync up. But my advisor's looking at this, and he's like, "This doesn't make any sense. You already took this class, so I'm just going to write it in that you already have this." I'm like, "Okay, good, because I'm not taking that crap again." First year experience is the biggest piece of bullshit you'll ever have to experience in your life at college. They make you take it. I don't know why.
He was bad.
Just to make you learn about college, which you'll learn about it anyway. It's like a whole class on here's about time management, which I think they think that's smart, but I mean...
You know what? This is off topic a little bit.
Everything in a class could be accomplished in a seminar. Maybe a seminar. There you go.
Here's a piece of advice from something earlier. When you're signing up for classes, like how hard, it was the one asking like how hard is it, or like how do you go about doing that. Make sure that you look up on ratemyprofessor.com.
Yeah, I've used that before.
Do it, or you'll hate your life. Like, make sure you check to see if that professor is good or not, because I've done that before.
A lot of times you don't get a choice.
Yeah,
on what professor you're going to get. Sometimes, like, the only person that teaches philosophy is who you're going to get, obviously.
Well, once you get to your, like, regular classes, it's going to be a little bit harder, but, like, the gen eds, try to take them from
you can kind of choose with the gen eds. Wish we had that when we went to that English class in Penn Highlands. Remember that? With Ryan George. He called you Mary Poppins. Yeah.
I hated him.
Yeah, he wasn't very fun. Anyway. He was kind of pretentious. But anyway, moving on. I'm in community college right now. I am going to university after I get my bachelor's in biology. Good for you. That's kind of something you're doing. I am going to have to move to the city that the university is located, which is in Florida. I was wondering, would it be cheaper to live in a dorm or just rent an apartment? Yeah, what was cheaper? It was the apartment, right?
Well, if you're going out of state, the living situation for dorms is higher. If you're going to a school out of state.
Do they actually calculate that in when you do?
If you go to like almost all schools have it. If you just like type it in, like, you know,
right?
What would they call that? Tuition and
board
or room and board or whatever.
Board,
They'll tell you that. So I'd probably say an apartment, depending on where you're living, but you'd have to calculate in your food expenses too.
Oh, here's a good one. Are the girls hot? Like, it's a Catholic school, so there's got to be a few hot preachers' daughters. No, not really. No.
I don't know.
You're wrong. No.
I don't go there.
Let's see. That's something for me.
Peer pressure.
Is there a lot of peer pressure in college?
I peer pressure you. You wouldn't finish that margarita.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Why are you making me do this? It's the same thing with the drama thing. There is if you let it be. I'm not. Sup, cat? So yeah. I just don't let there be any peer pressure. Like, I feel like there'd be more peer pressure if you were getting like in a fraternity or something, which I'm not part of.
No.
Like, the fraternities at my college don't really do the intense hazing thing, but...
I don't know what mine do. I know that mine, they tend to be assholes.
Yeah, so, I've heard stories.
I didn't get peer pressured. When I started drinking, it was on my own terms. It was a New Year's Eve thing.
That was the same thing. That's the same stuff though you hear about high school. I was more worried about going into high school than I was about going into college, because going into high school, everyone was like, the seniors, man, they're gonna make your life a living hell in that first week of freshman year, and you're gonna get into all this shit, and they're gonna force you in peer pressure and all that crap. That didn't happen. My first week of freshman year in high school went by like normal, and I'm the nerdy kid. You knew what I looked like. I was the one that you'd look at if I was in a movie, I would be the nerd that gets like beaten into a wall on the first day of class. Like, I would be that character.
I was the average girl.
The average girl.
Average girl who just went to school and took naps.
Why are you so concerned for your subscribers? Because you sign my paychecks. Is there... Oh, I already answered that. The worst class I've ever had. Oh man, I want to say the first year experience one, because I just found that completely useless. I'm gonna go with that one, because every other class I kind of like. Even the stuff that wasn't part of my major, like the biology courses, I still enjoyed. Also because one of my biology classes had a hot professor in it. She was like 24, so it's not like that weird, right? Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Chemistry, any kind. I hate chemistry.
How much do you spend on food if you live in the dormitory? Well, like we said, you have to get the dining plan no matter what if you're living on campus. The only way you can get away from the dining plan is if you live off campus. Which, by the way, there's a rule for that. Like, I think it's like within 40 miles of campus you have to be. That's where St. Francis is. Like, every year they make me sign a thing that's like, if I'm living further away than 40 miles, then I can't commute or something like that.
That's stupid.
It is.
I drive 45 minutes every day to go to school.
40 miles, not 40 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, mine's like 30 something.
It's like 30 miles away. I guess they have to figure, like, if it's going to take longer than like 2 hours to get to class, then you might not.
Their fucking business?
I don't know. They just made me sign a thing. I don't know why it's on there. We already did the procrastination one. If people have questions about engineering in college, feel free to message me. Oh, that's okay. That's one guy helping me out. Did we go through most of these already? I can't believe we're actually doing this pretty well. Because a lot of these are repeats, like how do you balance work in college? We already did that one.
I thought it said asparagus.
Would you recommend going to college if you are an asparagus, or however you spell it? I don't even know what you're trying to get across here.
Asparagus?
Norishima. No, I'm pretty sure that's spelled. It's spell checked, asparagus. That's hilarious.
If you're an asparagus?
Well, if you're an asparagus and you've gained,
you're very healthy.
If you've gained a sentience and if you've gained like the ability to perceive the world, I think the world's your oyster. I think you should go out there and.
What?
I'm pretty sure he was typing something else and spell check just went with asparagus.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing because.
I mean, you're the vegan. I don't like asparagus. I hate it.
Asparagus is great.
Yes, I'm sure it's not.
I'll make you eat it sometime.
I'm majoring in finance, and I'm currently a little bit behind credit-wise in somewhat terms of my major. I'm decided to stop taking summer winter classes because of the cost, and recently I might have to stop taking 5 classes a semester to only taking 4.
I knew you were good.
I'm trying to find where the question is here. So I was curious, how do you manage everything, and if you were doing something similar? I've never taken more than... This will be my first semester I'm taking...
he lives in New York.
This will be my first semester I'm taking more than 12 credits. Coming up. I'm taking 15. I've never taken summer classes, never taken winter classes, never taken online classes. I've had it very easy up to this point.
I've taken all of the winter.
Yeah.
But my parents help pay for a lot of things.
I mean, time management skills, like... You should take a first-year experience seminar. That'll actually set you straight. But if you're asking personally for me, I know I work and go to school and do YouTube. The YouTube stuff always falls by the wayside. I always have to push that back whenever I'm doing stuff. And I've gotten so good at the YouTube thing right now, I can make videos pretty competently in a short amount of time, and that's not a problem. If you're just having a part-time job and you're in school, like with you have the part-time job, but you only work like 1 day a week because of your workload. I mean, I would focus most on college, unless money is that big of an issue. Unless you like seriously are like your parents aren't going to give you any money, nobody's going to give you any money. You have to make all the money. Then of course you have to figure out some way to make it work. In which case, if money's that big of a deal, you should really only be a part-time student. You really shouldn't be taking more than 9 or 12 credits.
If you really want to go to college, then you could take out more loans if you need to. Like I know people that, and it sucks because you have to pay it all back. But I knew people who took out more loans. Like they'll give you money to
they'll give
stay
you the money
somewhere and get
yeah,
food.
You can do it. You'll get the money, but it'll just be a pain in the ass. You'll be paying it off for like 10 or 15 years.
Unless you're doing what this person was doing, they're going to be a PA, and in that case, you'll be coming out making $7,000.
We should just all move to Sweden. I think we'll be better. Yeah, it's cool. She's soft. The cat doesn't care. This might be hard to answer, but is it hard to keep a relationship going in college? I think that's more your speed. You read that.
Where is it? I'm sorry.
Right here. Giovanni Esquivel.
Hey, Tekking, it's really hard. It's hard keeping a relationship going in college, especially the couple we going to different ones, most likely. Okay, I've had 3 boyfriends while I've been either in high school or college. My first boyfriend was going to a college 3.5 hours away. At the time, he really liked me and would come home every weekend to see me. We ended up breaking up.
Are we talking about the ginger or the nose?
Ginger.
Okay.
Nose, we went to the same college. We just broke up because he was a dick. My current boyfriend, he was going to college while I was taking the year off. However, I go to school in this direction. He goes to school in the other direction. He goes to Altoona.
He's done now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, for us to
Still,
be...
yeah.
Like, we're a good bit away when I'm at school and he's at work. We just kind of find time on
I guess
the
it just
weekend.
comes down to if you're open to like a long distance relationship. I
It's
don't
not
personally
long
believe.
distance, but-
Yeah, it's not really for you, but I don't really believe in the long distance
I was
relationship
gonna say,
thing.
I did a long distance one for a couple years when I was in high school and he was in college.
Where was this at?
He went to Edinburgh,
Oh.
which is about 3.5
Yeah.
hours away.
Okay, well, I mean like long distance, like across the country.
Oh, then I don't.
Because my friend Nick in community college, he was dating this girl in San Francisco, and it didn't work out.
Like how is it? He just says going to different ones in different states.
Different
That might
states.
be difficult. Another sophomore. I mean, did you just start college?
I'm a sophomore, and my girlfriend and I have been dating for just a year now.
Did she just
Very serious, though. Worry at times if college will interfere.
just don't cheat on her, or try to find time to Skype,
Skype's fun. Skype's a good invention for this.
text all the time,
Yeah.
send dick
I
pics.
don't know. Or tit pics.
Tit
Don't be sexist here,
Badge
Kasey.
pics.
Badge pics. Snapchat's a great invention too.
I don't use it.
No, I don't get into the I don't like the habit where it's like call me every day at this exact time, and if you don't call me at this time, oh, he's cheating on me or some shit.
Try to like build
Keep it-
that
peel-
trust and like let them have friends that are girls or guys.
If you've been dating for just under a year, which would be, like I guess 10, 11 months, you should probably have something going on at this point, if it lasted this long. I don't know. I only had one girlfriend and it only lasted 2 months, and it wasn't really much of a
If
relationship,
you
so I
both
really
really-
can't help you out on this.
both really love each other and you're doing what you want to do and you think that it's going to benefit you in the future, just make it work.
Don't take a year off and waste your time, so I ended up going and I'm scrapping in my courses with my parents mentioning that the next step is university like school, to be honest. How would it feel if I took a different route, I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say here. Do I have any regrets, like right now? I guess that's the key word here.
Love your channel.
Oh, thanks. Like, one thing you said here is don't take a year off and waste your time. You got to be careful with that, taking a year off just because you want to. Like, there's taking a year off because you like serious issues. Like, I can't afford it, I have to take a year off. Or I'm moving, I have to take a year off. But if you're just going to take a year off just because you want to, like I did, you can... I was only going to take a semester off. It turned into a year. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. I mean, I was looking for other colleges in the meantime, but it just kept on going.
I would.
So if I was going to take one regret is that I didn't plan on where I was going to go to next at the end of community college. I graduated community college in May of 2013, and I just pretty much I don't have to pay attention to it until December. And then December came, and my mom's like, hey, are you going back to school, or what's up with that? I'm like, yeah, I think so. That's a regret.
I would take that, but I would turn around and say I would take the year off right out of high school. That way, right out of high school you realize, oh crap, I need to go to college. I don't want to work this part-time job forever.
Do you have any suggestions for a guy who's interested in technology and is okay at math? Do I have to take computer science, or is information technology the way to go?
Okay, wait, hold on.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, my friend graduated with a computer science degree. He moved across the country, worked for some government job. He worked for Amazon, and he's working for Indeed right now. He's been making 6 figures the entire time. I would go to computer science.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Be willing
What
to
job
do.
can you get with communications? I heard only a few majors are useful, such as engineering, nursing, math, finance, and a few more. All the interesting degrees like history, philosophy, and psychology are useless, right?
No.
They're not useless. They're just hard. They're not as many broad jobs for it. They're always looking for engineers. They're always looking for nurses and doctors and all that stuff. Even with that being said, nothing's a guarantee. But in communications for digital media, I'm probably going to have to move away out of state. It's going to happen. There's no way I can get a job around here like that. But I've looked into this, and that's the path I chose to take. History, I was always hesitant. I was going to major in history, but I was hesitant because it's like the only thing you can do with history is either teach it or like be a curator at a museum, and I don't want to do either. So I'm like, what's the point?
Philosophy, I don't know.
Philosophy sounds awesome to major in, but once again, I think the only thing you can really do with it is teach it.
Psychology, I know someone teaching.
Psychology, there's a few more openings for
Yeah,
that.
I know someone who's teaching it right now. And my first roommate, one that I hated, she ended up doing psychology. She got a job. I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah. How much do acceptance rates play a part in actually being accepted? Well, I was a transfer, so it's kind of different when you're a transfer student. Like, for example, I didn't even have to take the SATs. I had to take them. I mean, I took them, but I didn't have to. Because if you're just going into a college straight out of high school, you're going to have to do, like, did you have to write a paper? Wait, no, because you went to Penn Highlands, too. You went to a community college the same way. Mm-hmm. But if you're going right out of high school to a college, they're going to want to see SAT scores or ACT scores. They're going to maybe ask you to write an essay or something, or a paper or something to prove that you can be accepted. But we never had to deal with that, because when you're a transfer, you can just move right over. And they don't require... They look at it and say, okay, you completed these 2 years at this community college, you got your associates, we don't need to see your SAT scores.
Well,
I didn't even need to take my SATs.
It also depends what school.
It was a wasted Saturday. I could have went out and hung out with my friends all day.
Well, like if you were coming from, a community
What'd you get on your
college,
SATs? I got a 1450. I don't know if that's good or not.
I don't even know. But I feel like if you were coming from a community college and wanted to go to like Harvard, that's probably not going to happen.
Debt. We're back to the toast. I think we answered all the major ones. I can't believe this. We had so many, I was worried that... There was a lot of them that repeated, though. Is public or private better? Small community college or large community college? I guess public or private university? Because community colleges are community colleges, no matter what. There's not going to be any dorms or anything like that. I guess this is the last one.
I go to a public. You
go to a public, I go to a private. Private university, a lot smaller. Class size is a lot smaller, so I haven't had more than like 20, 25 people in a particular class. Everyone knows each other a lot more. I guess there's kind of this sense of like solidarity, we're all here together, whereas in a larger university where there's only about like 5,000 students that go to St. Francis. I don't know if you know the general number for IUP, but it's probably considerably more than that.
Right now they have... Sorry, you mean class sizes, not like everybody.
I was wondering, well, if you know a general idea overall.
We're over like 16,000 people right now, but like my class sizes have ranged anywhere.
And that 5,000 I told you, that includes grad students and everything too. We're a very small school. But yeah, I mean, I guess in comparison, I guess, depends on your personality. If you want the traditional college experience with going out and drinking or having big, huge, elaborate parties, I guess. Having the big lecture halls, I guess, go to a public university. If you don't really care, then go to the private one. I don't know. I went to the private one mostly because it's close to my house. That's not the only reason, but it is a reason. Yeah, but... Okay.
I went to mine for whatever reason.
Why did you go to IUP? Did you just,
I have no idea. I think I was hoping, like, at a bigger school, I would figure out myself and want to do something. Like, I would, like, have a spark of interest. It didn't happen.
Where did that come in?
It didn't. I took the year off, and then I started, like, cooking a lot more, and I became, like, really...
You got a job at a Dollar Tree. That was useful.
2013, yes.
Yeah. Did you think this is where we would be at age 22, going into 23?
No. But no, I ended up actually wanting to go to IUP because they were one of the only ones that were like close enough for me to drive that offered dietetics.
The story about like I completely forgot what I was going to say. Shit. But it's like, don't think that everything's just going to come to you naturally. Like, if I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do when I'm a senior in high school, don't worry about that. I would be more concerned if it's like I'm in my last year of college and I don't know what to do and I've already completed all these classes and I have this major and I don't even know what I'm going to do with this major. Then you might want to be a little bit more concerned. But if you're still in high school, don't worry about it. Middle school, certainly. There's a few people in here that were like in 8th grade. Don't worry about it. Because I didn't pay attention to shit until I was pretty much in my the last semester of high school. I started paying a little bit of attention to what I was going to do. I remember what I was going to say. I was going to tell you the story of how I started St. Francis. My mom was like, because I took that year off, and she's like, are you doing something? And I'm like, yeah, I scheduled an open house at St. Francis. Let's go there. She's like, okay. So I went there. Looked cool. Pursued it.
So your mom was like my mom trying to get me back into college.
She would just yell at me. Like the
you
same.
Were here trying to yell at them.
Yes, I was. Trying to get me a job, the same thing. It was the same thing. She was just like, do you have a job yet? I'm like, no. Like, you should have one. I'm like, okay. I'm doing stuff on YouTube. This was back when I was making like $3 a day on YouTube. No, $3 like a week. It was pretty bad. But I'm not making any, so. Start a YouTube page. Anyway, I think that's all the ones. I'm sorry if we didn't cover your particular... Bob Kingos, the one that sent me that really long one, I already replied to that one. But he was basically saying, like, hey man, you need to go with something biology, something chemistry, because all this stuff with, like, talking with your hands, which ASL is not my major, that's just a class I had to take for a foreign language. But he's basically saying, like, these philosophy, English, communication classes, those are really fun, but you're not going to get a place to go. I've already thought about it. Don't worry about me. Bobo, Kingos, don't worry about my life. I got this, okay? My life is of no concern of yours. I appreciate you're trying to help me out, but...
What is this micro penis school dropout loser club?
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of what he said. Oh no, he's picking fun of me because I'm a fan of a podcast. The DP. That's a podcast I listen to.
Is this guy trying to be mean?
I don't know. I think he's trying to be mean, but he's also trying to like. He's like, Matt, you're a smart guy. You should really go into like biology or chemistry like me, and it's a better path. But I was kind of offended. You are totally wasting your time and going the insanely easy path. This isn't a fucking easy path, bro. Okay, I'm kind of offended by that. All right, but I know where I'm going with my life. I mean, at least school-wise, why I'm studying what I'm studying. I don't have everything planned out yet, but that's none of your concern. All right, that's the way I'm looking at it. I already replied to him a little bit, but
no need to be mean.
it's cool. Oh, it's the internet.
You can be comfortable with yourself, and we'll be comfortable with ourselves.
We can all live together in peace.
In peace and harmony.
In love. Flower child. It's actually, in sign language, you do this when you want to be like your sweetheart. Like,
put on your actual heart.
Yeah, sweetheart, like boyfriend, girlfriend. That's what you would do for like you and Zach, I guess. I forget actually how you say love in sign language, just like, well, this is enjoy.
At one time I learned Jesus loves me. I don't think
that's not bad.
I don't think that was it.
There's a lot of them that are weird. Like the sign for beautiful is like really similar to whore. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Anyway, this video's getting long enough. This is probably gonna be like over an hour and like 20 minutes probably. But
have fun editing.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. I still have this isn't gonna be out for a few days. I still got a Bleach review I need to do.
Need to work tomorrow.
And I decided to go, I don't have internet here, but I've decided to do this thing where I'm doing a video every day leading up to the day after Christmas. So that kind of takes up most of my time. But I hope we answered a lot of your questions. I'm sorry if we skipped over yours, but we answered pretty much a lot of the questions, Mike, like, because a lot of them repeat. What do you...
She almost puked.
You okay, Ruby Sue?
Ruby.
You okay?
She's like, this is my spot.
I know. Okay, I'm going to move now. I'm leaving. Okay. Thanks, you guys, for watching. See ya.